Well, the top side streets are a dangerous place, so you better tune in to a credible face like this one. Yeah, this one. And you know he's not alone, and they're coming in hot. We got a Lake so Stan and a guy who really likes baseball. I don't know why he likes baseball.
Good morning. Hey, we remember to do the intro video. Look at us, huh? It's February 7th. We got Wednesday back in the fast break grind. Appreciate everybody that tuned in yesterday. And listen, if you were in those VIP streets, baby, we've had a lot of super duper calls. Told you to avoid that Miami Orlando game. We said the Jalen Green line was wrong. Jalen Green was projected for 20.5 points. There was no Fred VanVleet. We said bump it up. I think he hit 30 or he cleared 25. You had Brunson clear it. I think SGA actually ended up coming up short. It was close. It was close. But it was a fun one. Actually, did SGA come up short? We can just check it right now. Who cares? Let's see. SGA against Utah. Laurie Markkinen, I believe, cleared it. J-Dub and SGA got over it. There you go. So we would have, if you tuned in and you followed along, you got that dub. We said avoid the Cam Thomas, more like Scam Thomas. Am I right? But for tonight, we're looking at 3-pointers. Also, speaking of that VIP, you'll find a link right in the description if you want to sign up. I think it's $3.99 a month. It gets you another video later in the day when we have more injury news. We got better projections. We do another video. It gets you some weekend content as well because that's not going to be privy to the public. But let's get into tonight. So tonight we're looking for 33-point attempts and 15 3-point makes. So for you math nerds, what do we need? We need on average of 3 threes getting knocked down per player with 5 attempts. And for the action tonight, we've got Toronto at Charlotte. No LaMelo Ball. He's already been ruled out. We've got Cleveland at Washington, which you love to attack Washington. But honestly, like Jared Allen and Evan Mobley are the plays tonight fantasy-wise because they just get smoked down low. Actually, that's not true. Beal hit him up too the last weekend. Anyways, Golden State at Philly is on the worldwide leader, but Suns and Embiid, right? You had San Antonio versus Miami, New Orleans at the Clippers, and Detroit at Sacktown. So that's tonight's stuff. This one's gonna be a little bit harder to project. I mean, everyone is going to run towards everybody's going to run towards Steph Curry, rightfully so. But let's go over to Underdog. Let's see what they've got for some projections here, and we'll see what we can come up with because we need to get five guys. So here we go. First guy up that pops here. Let me blow this up a little bit. So Donovan Mitchell. Now this has got like a little spicy, right? A little 1.25x. So that means he's probably projected to hit 3. 2.5. I bet his actual line is 2.5 there. But Donovan Mitchell, he can chuck him up. I feel like he'll take more than 5. So I do like Donovan Mitchell. That seems to be a great play here. Darius Garland at 1.5. I would, he did play 28 minutes his most recent game, so I don't hate that. You got Kyle Kuzma here projected to make 2. So Kuz can definitely make our short list here. Jordan Poole 1.5. But Poole's been weird, man. He's not even taking enough shots. You got Tyus Jones 1.5, but that's with spicy margarita there. So that's really more that he's projected to hit 1. Same thing with RJ Barrett. Hate to recommend a guy that is a piece of shit, but Miles Bridges here is projected for 2.5. And then real quick, I'm actually going to check their most recent game here because I feel like he has been Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check basketball reference. Sorry if I'm going to do this in real time because I am curious how many attempts he's taking a game, at least as of late with no LaMelo Ball. So his last 5 attempts here, I mean, his last 5 games, he went 5 for 10, 1 for 5, 1 for 3, 6 for 13, and then 1 for 6. So he's not an efficient 3-point shooter, but it looks like he's on pace to take enough that I do think he needs to be considered on our list here. So I think Miles Bridges is in play. Brandon Miller here and Jason Tatum. So I let's talk about Miller first and then Tatum because the Celtics are my favorite team, but also somebody that I want to talk about because they are playing the Atlanta Hawks, who Atlanta Hawks are like, hey man, listen, if you're in a shooting slump, let me help you out here. Brandon Miller, his last 5 games, though. 5 for 11 from three, 5 for 12 from three, 5 from 8 from three, 3 for 10 from three, 3 for 6 from three. So Brandon Miller so far seems to be like the best play that we've come across. So I'd put Donovan Mitchell and Brandon Miller on our tier or S tier, whatever the cool kids say. Our top tier is going to be Brandon Miller and Donovan Mitchell so far, because again, no LaMelo Ball. They're going to need people to shoot. Toronto, like these are 2 shit teams just doing the Spider-Man meme, pointing at each other. So I want as much action from this game as possible, especially because the Raptors are coming off a brutal loss. They're going to be more competitive. Neither team plays any real sense of defense right now. So, Brandon, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to bump Miles Bridges up to tier 1, 2 for now. We'll see who else we got here. All right, Jason. Wow, excuse me. Jason Tatum taking on the Atlanta Hawks here. This game's going to have points, baby. Points. So I think you can get away with Tatum. I'm honestly going to throw Porzingis up in this list too. So Tatum, last few games, 6 for 12, 5 for 10, 4 for 9, 2 for 8, 2 for 4. Listen, right now, if you play Brandon Miller, Jason Tatum, and then we get to Steph Curry, that might just get you 15 for 30. That might be the only 3 that you need. So I like this one quite a bit. Jason Tatum has to be one of the best plays. Jaylen Brown's projected for 1.5, so that's not as fun. Trae Young here is projected for 3. Trey's been on a little bit of a heater, and hey, maybe he has a celebratory night after making the All-Star team as a reserve, right? His last 5 games from beyond the arc. 3 for 7, 7 for 11, 7 for 11, 6 for 9, nice, and 1 for 4. Boston, obviously, a better defensive team than some of the other matchups that Ice Trey has had over the last couple of weeks during this heater, but I think Trae Young is fine. Derek White projected for 2.5. One thing I like about White, I feel like his volume has been pretty good from 3. We can look at, not Derek Favors, not Derek Favors. I'm going to pull up Derek White's basketball reference. I know you're not seeing this, but let's trust the process, All right, he was 4 for 8 against the Grizzlies, 1 for 5, 4 for 7, 4 for 10. So, and 0 for 4 against the Clippers. We won't count the Clippers because that game was over quickly. So Derek White gets him up in volume. I don't think a lot of people are going to think to play Derek White, but if you are rolling out Tatum, Trey, Brandon Miller, and you're like, okay, I'm probably good to get there with that core. I just need a couple more. Derek White is somebody like you're like, maybe I'm not going to use Derek White for other things. So go ahead, throw Derek White in there. I think that's it. I'm not messing with DeJounte Murray. Steph Curry's projected for 4.5. That seems like a lot. But let's see what his most recent run is here on his last 5. He's been, man, shooting like 41% from 3 this season. It feels worse than that, which is kind of funny. But anyways, 4 for 11, 10 for 23. The 10 for 23 was against Atlanta. So yes, Jason Tatum, lock him in. 10 for 23, 4 for 9, 8 for 13, 9 for 21. So put Curry at the top of that list here. I'm gonna pull up Porzingis too. Because we already moved past the Celtics. They don't have a line for him. Here's him chucking his last you know what? This might be 2 for 5, 1 for 7, 2 for 6, 3 for 4, 6 for 11. So I do like Porzingis tonight, but that's probably too thin because now we're going to get to another play here in Tyrese Maxey, who's projected to knock down 3, which we like that for like when the projection is what we need. We like that. And Maxey in his last 5 games, he's gone 1 for 5, which that was weird. He was in foul trouble. Weird game against Dallas. 3 for 8, 7 for 9, 1 for 8, 2 for 5. The Golden State Warriors not really playing like amazing lockdown defense lately. So Tyrese Maxey, you put him at the top of the list here. And then, Clay's projected at 3. Listen, I know Clay's going to take a bunch. He's been in some kind of funk lately. I just think even though his projections are solid, I think this might be a little bit too much, right? Against Brooklyn, he went 0 for 3, 2 for 13, 2 for 9, 6 for 17, 2 for 7. I think we get enough plays tonight. We don't need to do it. Tyler Hero, Devin Vassell, both fringe plays that I think you can get away with, but I don't think you need it. Kawhi, Paul George, and James Harden, you just like pick either one of them. They're all projected for 3. I think, excuse me, they're all taking them at volume too, so I think that's fine. The Detroit Sacramento game, I wanted to find a play here, but I don't think it's necessary, right? Because again, we need to get to 15. So I think I'm starting with Tatum, with Brandon Miller, with Steph Curry. I think those are like the my core 3. Ooh, refresh. What happened there? Underdog just went down. That's going to be my core 3 right there. And then you can pick 1 or 2 of the Clippers. I think they're all going to chuck. I think Donovan Mitchell is fine here because he is projected to hit 3. That line's at 3.5, so he's projected to hit 3. I think Donnie's fine. You can get weird with Bridges if you need to, but Trae Young, Derek White. So there's plenty of options tonight. I think this looks harder than it is on paper because you're like, holy crap, I need 15 threes. But this is not your dad's NBA. All right, the 3 is getting chucked. But that's the action. That is the look at tonight's slate. Hey, just a reminder, we're doing a bunch of fun giveaways right now. We've got one on Twitter. We're going to have more on our show tonight. It was our 3rd birthday. It's our 3rd birthday. We're going to celebrate tonight from 7 o'clock on. We're going to have a big old party. We're going to have the 89 Cavs, maybe the old Team Hold crew. We've got Shot Tank. We're going to some fun giveaways and everything. So appreciate everybody who's watched the videos over the years. But come hang out with us tonight. It should be a good time. And then sign up for the VIP so you can get that sweet, sweet alpha. All right, we'll be back at it again tomorrow if I can find the outro video in a good amount of time. Yeah, we did it. All right, we're out of here. Bye.
Well, the top shot streets are a dangerous place, so you